Well, don't know if I brought this up in my past other best movies ranked from worst to best, as I've only made about 4 videos of best movies that came out from 2020, 2021, 2022, and then 2023, where I had my brother featured in it, along with my most anticipated movies for 2024, which we'll be doing it again like we did for 2023 and 2024 once he's here for this Christmas later this December, especially for when we're gonna go see Sonic Movie 3, and who knows if I'll be dressing up as Shadow and Sonic? No, wait. Shadow, Sonic. Okay, I don't even know why I grabbed those pencils. I just saw the colors and they reminded me of Sonic and Shadow. But still, though, we shall see how December will go. Because if no costumes, then I want to go for outfit looks. But still, with that being said, I've came up with this idea. When? I have no idea. Cannot remember. But yeah, basically we're just going back down memory lane with past movies that have came out just still. I'm going to be doing more videos like these because I enjoyed making these, but talking about 10 movies is honestly a lot more easier than talking about how many movies I've seen in that year, as I've tried so many times for either my 2021 or 2022 video ranking, but too much storage issues, so just talking about 10 movies is a lot more easier to do. Plus, I get to make a quick clip of showing you my ranking afterwards, which I did make that for 2018 about a few days ago, just haven't had the chance to record this video. But anyways, let's just cut the chit chat and just get started with this video, and let me just say this right off the bat. I think 2018 and 2019 were like just the peak years that we've ever had in the history of humanity. I mean, the worst year that humanity has experienced was definitely 2020. But definitely a memorable one. So I guess I could say it was a somewhat of a special year. And I know 2018 was like 6 years ago now? Holy crap, it's been 6 years since 2018 was like, wow. 6 years it's been. Damn. And honestly, I feared 2023 and 2024 would bring us back, because I don't know if we'll ever have anything like what we had with 2018 and 2019. And the main reason those years were probably the peak years of humanity was because of Infinity War and Endgame, just back to back. But 2023, that was an interesting year. As for 2024, surprisingly, it is going to be just a failure year for anything that's coming out this year. For 2025, no, that's when the real fun begins, I guess. But who knows, maybe we'll get that again once Avengers 5 and 6 come out, when it's 2026 and 2027. Actually, never mind. It could be 2020. Wait, when is Avengers 5 coming out again? 2026. Okay, I was right. But anyways, I'm on my Letterboxd checking out my top 10 best movies of 2018 in my personal opinion. I'll admit this was a bit tricky ranking this, so I don't know if I've brought up honorable mentions other than my recent videos. I guess the only time I've ever brought up honorable mentions for best movies of this year was the 2023 video that I did with my brother. But yeah, as I've said, making this list was definitely a bit tricky for me because there's at least a few movies I want to mention, but not in a specific order, from 11 to 15. I'm going to name off at least maybe 5 honorable mentions from my list that are from 11 to 58, because I have seen 58 movies in 2018, as it turns out. So here are my 5 honorable mentions. 1 goes to Tag, 2nd goes to Venom, 3rd goes to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and 4 goes to... Okay, well, I know I said 5, but I guess I'm only having 3 honorable mentions I couldn't add on my list, which was Tag, Venom, and Jurassic World 2. But anyways, now let's get on to business. So coming to number 10 for me, which I could have added Venom on this list, but I figured I had too many superhero movies added on my top 10 list, which, wait a minute, how many do I have? 5. Okay, I have about 5 superhero movies added on that list. I could swap out Aquaman with Venom, but I'm aware that Venom is not a great movie, and yeah, it has its issues. And yeah, I could just swap it out because it's my personal opinion, but I'll admit, this one was a surprise for me around the time I was definitely excited for it, thanks to the trailer music of None Shall Live added to it. And the movie I'm talking about would be Aquaman. That goes to number 10 on my list. So, I forgot what I had said in my double movie review for Aquaman 1 to 2. Other than that, yes, this is a movie I definitely enjoyed seeing in theaters. I think I saw this twice. But now, I did have my issues with it, mainly for Black Manta not being the main villain, but I was glad he was in the movie and was not tailed off and was definitely saved as the main villain for the second movie. But still, though, this was a movie I definitely enjoyed seeing in theaters. While I was annoyed of like, okay, there's some stuff that I'm like, okay, I've seen this done before, because there was another movie that has to do with One True King or whatever. Anything that has to do with Long Live the King or whatever, and that would be Black Panther. I don't know. I saw like a bit of similarities going on in this movie. Now, of course, both Black Panther and Aquaman are two different movies, especially since one is Marvel, one is DC. But I don't know. It just was. I was just like, okay, I've seen some of this already, kind of. But either way, I definitely did enjoy watching Aquaman in theaters, and yeah, I just had to put it on the list because I had a good time with this movie. Now, is it one of DC's best movies? We'll have to see once I do my DCE ranking video that I still need to do. And what is up with my hair? Jesus criminy. Although I am ashamed that I was a simp for Amber Turd when this movie was out. Then again, I was a child and I didn't know what was going on back then. Now I do, and yeah, so I could give this 5 stars, but it's not getting a 5-star rating because of Amber Turd in it. Now, this is hilarious because I got like 2 different movies on this list between 8 and 9, but both have the same actor in it. So it's crazy how this dude ended up being on my top 10 list with 2 different movies that came out in 2018. Coming number 9 for me is Rampage. And either way, whether this movie was good or not, I had to put it on the list because this movie came out on my freaking birthday. Originally, it was set to come out April 20th. As soon as I saw the trailer, I thought it was another movie like San Andreas because of the thumbnail I've showed of The Rock just looking scared, shocked, headphones in. I'm like thinking, oh, this is probably another San Andreas-like movie. But once I saw what it was, I was like, okay, I'm actually going to want to check this out. But then once it showed the release date, I had then realized, oh snap, that's my dad's birthday. But I don't know whose decision it was just to push it up a week early, but I'm not complaining because I could say that this was a nice birthday gift from The Rock. Because I still can't believe this movie came out on my birthday. And I just feel good about it. Now, general thoughts on the movie. Yeah, The Rock carries it, and even though this movie is not part of the MonsterVerse, yet is under the same brand of Warner Brothers, this movie does have the same issue that the MonsterVerse films have, and it is the human characters. Now, I don't have a problem with this movie like I did with King of the Monsters, where I was annoyed with some human characters. This one was fine for me. I mean, the only annoying character I could think of was probably one of the villains' sibling, because there's 2 villains that are siblings. One is eaten by George, while the other is brutally crushed by a large chunk of, I guess, building. So, I don't know. He has a brutal death, which it is a bit, there are some times here where, okay, that was a little bit R-rated, sort of. I don't know, but, damn! Especially when the wolf is, eating a bunch of those soldier guys, and I keep forgetting that one of the soldiers that got eaten by the wolf is the same dude that played Flash Thompson in the Sam Raimi movies, When did I realize that was the same guy that played Flash Thompson? I don't freaking know, but I'm still shocked that that's him. Now, sadly, I didn't see this on my birthday, but just a day later with a few friends of mine, but still, either way, I'd say this is a nice birthday gift from The Rock, and yeah, it's a guilty pleasure for me. I know it has its issues, but yeah, it just became one of my favorite movies from 2018. And it's not because it came out on my birthday. Okay, maybe it's because it came out on my birthday. Which, how old did I turn around 2018? 12 years old? Yeah, I was 12 years old when this movie came out. I'll tell you this. I'd much rather watch this than Truth or Dare, which there's no way that came out on my birthday, right? Truth or Dare release date 2018. Did it actually came... No! It's... It actually did come on my birthday. What the hell? Yeah, I would rather watch Rampage than Truth or Dare. Screw that movie. But coming number 8 for me is Skyscraper, which also stars Dwayne The Rock freaking Johnson. Now, I don't know if I brought this up already, possibly in my Ant-Man 2 review, but around when me and my brother went to go see Ant-Man the Wasp, our mom went to go see a different movie, which, by the way, we were in the same theater. We were quite next door, because the theater we went to in our town was a small theater, and there was only 2 theater rooms, so... Well, my mom was probably, I don't know if it was left or right, but still, basically, we were next door to each other. But, yeah, as me and my brother went to go see Ant-Man the Wasp, my mom went to go see Skyscraper, and from what I can remember, this was, the most suspenseful movie she had experienced in, a long time. Now, I didn't get the same experience that she got probably because I didn't saw this in theaters for the first time, as I watched it at home with my mom, as I got to see, alright, what's so good about this movie? But as I was watching it at home, I would see my mom react to how she had reacted in the theater, like, ah, ah! And it's probably because of just, like, where The Rock is jumping off from a crane onto a building, like, a heights. I don't know. I just remember that this was a very suspenseful movie for my mom. But, it's been a while since I've seen this movie, but I definitely recall enjoying it. Now, which movies I enjoyed from The Rock? Skyscraper or Rampage? Probably Rampage. Nothing wrong with Skyscraper. Then again, I gotta rewatch it, because it has been a while, but, there's definitely an ending song in the movie that I enjoy the most, that I would listen to nonstop, and that is Walls. And I will be a savior, burning through the flames, when the walls come from. Okay, I'm gonna get a copyright claim for that. But general thoughts, I can see why my mom had so much suspense going on while watching this movie. And, yeah, as I mentioned, I enjoyed watching this movie when I watched it for the first time, and kind of wished I saw it in theaters just so I could experience what my mom had experienced, because I don't know when was the last time I've had crazy suspense in a theater. No, it had to be in recently. Maybe it was Fast X? No, it couldn't be Fast X. But yeah, while I have Rampage on number 9, I have Skyscraper on number 8. And yeah, overall, I enjoyed both movies that stars Dwayne "Rock" Johnson that were released in 2018. Coming number 7 for me is Ready Player One. I don't know if anyone has said this. I could be the first, but I doubt it. But the first time when I saw this movie in theaters, I thought like, oh, this is a banger movie from 2018. This is one of the best movies I've seen in 2018. I don't know about all time, but this was definitely one of my favorite movies that came out in 2018. And honestly, I think it's straight up underrated. Now, I definitely would like to do a separate review, talk about my thoughts with this movie, but there are there's a few reasons why I could have enjoyed this movie, because there's so many references, Easter eggs. Like, I could go on, like, I mean, what year are we in for this movie? 2045? Is that when it's taking place? How many is, hang on. 2045 take away. How far away? 21 years. We are 21 years away from 2045 until we're in the year Ready Player One takes place in. Because, for example, we're in the year that Godzilla vs. Kong takes place in. 2024. Now, my overall thoughts with the movie in general. I liked how this movie had played out with its storyline. Especially with them hunting the egg. Just so they could win ownership over the Oasis, which, now that I think about it, this movie was a perfect movie to come out around Easter time, which was March 29th. Oh my god, it just turned 6 years old, like a few weeks ago, on the day Godzilla X Kong had came out. But I got a thing for virtual reality, and just, like, I would like to do a separate video talking about my overall thoughts with it, but this was a movie that I wanted to check out because I was intrigued with it, and I came out pleasantly surprised with it. This was probably a movie that surprised the hell out of me. Like, oh wow, I didn't expect to love it. Yeah, this is a winner for me. This is going on my top 10 list. Oh, wait a sec. I didn't even bring up who's the director for this movie. Steven freaking Spielberg. Like, do I need to name off most of his famous movies that are, like, on the category of best movies of all time? Jurassic Park, E.T., a movie that I don't recall seeing, but I have to double. I definitely seen E.T. I've only probably seen it once. But Jaws. He directed Jaws, right? The list goes on of movies I recall that were directed by Steven Spielberg. Oh! One of my personal favorites from him would be The Goonies. Excuse me. Apologies for leaving. I just went to go grab a banana because I would be hungry. Anyways, what am I on? Alright, number 6. Number 6 for me is Bumblebee, which I still need to do a review of. Luckily, we have another Transformers movie that's coming out later this fall. So I'm going to say my overall thoughts on this once I make my review later this June. But I was definitely excited for Bumblebee when the trailer had first came out. Which I remember there was a week, like around the week of June 2018. I don't know what day specifically, but around that same week, we had gotten so many great trailers for Spider-Verse, Bumblebee, How to Train Your Dragon 3. Those are the only trailers I could think of. But like basically there was like so many great trailers we have gotten in just 1 week. I was like, wow, we have gotten so many great trailers. But one of them would definitely be Bumblebee, and having to see the trailer, I was so excited just to see this movie. Was I even aware we were getting a Bumblebee movie? No, yeah, I was totally aware. All I can say is that I'm glad that Bumblebee got his own solo movie. Like, Bumblebee is a fan favorite Transformer in the Transformer series, and just the thought of him having his own solo movie, which is not connected to the Bayverse, but in a reboot universe. I mean, technically, they weren't clear if this was set in the Bayverse or a reboot, but right now I think it's clear that it is pretty much a full-on reboot. I mean, I know that Bumblebee scanned the car that would be used in like the first Transformers movie, but either way, no way. Oh, I gotta Google this. Bumblebee is definitely one of the best Transformers movies we've gotten in a while. But as I said earlier, I would like to save my overall thoughts with this movie once I have the chance to review it around this June, as I have planned. All I can say is that I'm glad Bumblebee has his own solo movie, and having to see this, yeah, there was definitely a lot of fun seeing it in theaters, and it just happened to be one of my favorite movies that came out around that time, which was on the same day that Aquaman was out. Yeah, but overall, I'm a massive Transformers fan. I'm aware of what folks are saying about Transformers 1, but overall, I'm just excited we're getting another Transformers movie. Even though it's entirely a different thing compared to what we got in Rise of the Beast, as that's the reboot one. This is just because we can't get a live-action one, as animation's the better out, because if they did a live-action one, that'd be expensive just to do it around Cybertron. One more good thing I'll mention about Bumblebee. Hailee Steinfeld. That's all I gotta say. Coming number 5 for me is Marvel Studios' Black Panther. And having to see this movie, this was definitely one of the best superhero movies we've gotten in 2018. Now, it's at competition with a certain other superhero movie that could be the best superhero movie of 2018. Y'all probably are aware what it is, because we had gotten 3 MCU movies in 2018. Actually, now I think about it, we had gotten so many superhero movies in 2018. That's crazy. But yeah, I do think that this was one of the best superhero movies that was released in 2018. I remember seeing it at most likely the same theater that I go to for most of my movie vlogs. I have to have seen it in IMAX. Did I saw it in IMAX? I'm hoping I saw it in IMAX. If not, then it was probably... No, it was definitely at this theater. I'm for sure it was at this theater. I don't know if it was in IMAX, though. Probably. I'm not too sure. It's been 6 years now. But I don't know if anyone has mentioned this, but I think that Chadwick Boseman, who may it rest in peace, honestly has to be in the category for best comic book castings for a superhero character, which would be Black Panther, because, like, where do I begin of, like, the best parts of this movie? 1, Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. 2, Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. And 3, the city of Wakanda. I can't remember what I said exactly, if I even brought this up in my review, but I just know that the city of Wakanda, like, no, there's just something good about the city of Wakanda, and I can't remember what it was, god dang it! But no, Black Panther definitely had to go on my top 10 list. Like, this movie was honestly just straight up badass. Especially that Black Panther versus Killmonger, like, which, that was something I was looking forward to see, thanks to this damn TV spot.
Black Panther. Must feel good. Sitting here comfortable. What do you want? Your secrets. Your weapons. I'ma burn it all. This ends today. Who need a hero? Black Panther. You need a hero. Rated PG-13.
Anyways, coming to number 4 for me is Incredibles 2. As soon as they released a teaser trailer for this movie, 1, I was shocked that we were even getting a sequel, and 2, I was excited we were getting a sequel for this movie, because Incredibles is probably one of my favorite Pixar movies we've gotten. So honestly, this was one of my most anticipated from 2018, and I gotta rewatch the Incredibles movies. It's been like a while, but I would say that Incredibles 2 is as good as the first movie. I could say it's a spirit sequel, but as I've said, I think it's as good as the first movie. And also, when are we gonna get a 3rd movie? Like, I want a trilogy, Pixar. I know you're making other sequels like Toy Story 5, which no, that is so unnecessary, but I'm gonna see how you're gonna pull that off. Now, as much as I enjoy some of your Pixar movies that are like original ideas like Luca or Turning Red or Ilya, which did not come out this year because it was delayed to 2025. Give us some sequels like Cars 4 just so my brother can be satisfied we'd be getting a 4th Cars movie, but also Incredibles 3. I want a 3rd Incredibles movie. But yeah, what can I say? This movie was just peak cinema. Incredibles 2 was honestly just peak cinema. And this animation style for this, like, the animation style looks so good compared to the first movie's animation style. I not to say that the animation style was bad in the first movie, but in this one, it's like absolute perfection. I don't know why. It's just so good. Although I am annoyed that I had ruined this movie for me by a certain spoiler I had saw in a kid's book. Whose dumbass idea it was to put a spoiler in a kid's book? Actually, I should save my rant for when I do a double movie review for Incredibles 1 and 2. But yeah, all I can say is that Incredibles 2 is one of my favorite movies that came out in 2018, and it just had to be on the list. But coming number 3 for me is Mission Impossible Fallout. The first Mission Impossible movie I saw in theaters that pretty much I had to catch up with the movies. Like, I liked Mission Impossible, just didn't recall if I saw the movies. Now, as of right now, I've seen all of them in preparation for Dead Reckoning Part 1 that came out last year. Well, we won't be getting Part 2 until 2025, which unfortunately is not going to be titled Dead Reckoning Part 2. Paramount Pictures, what the hell are you guys doing? But many Mission Impossible fans have said that this is the best movie in the franchise. I can see why. No, this movie freaking rules. Now, I could do a spy ranking, but I don't know how many spy movies I've seen, but whether I did made one or not, I would put Fallout on the top of the list, because this is not only one of the best movies I've seen from 2018, but yeah, it's definitely one of the best spy movies I've seen. Now, I don't know how many spy movies I've seen. I'll have to double check on that, but yeah, Mission Impossible Fallout definitely had to be on this list. Also, this movie had one of the best teaser trailers we've seen in history of best teaser trailers. And it's all thanks to freaking Imagine Dragons.
You can't fight the friction.
Okay, I'm now gonna get a copyright claim for 2 damn songs in this video. Now, this could be a hot take for me. I could have been back and forth with this, but, I don't know. I think I'm satisfied with how my list is. I mean, I did change it up a bit recently, but coming number 2 for me is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, let me say this right off the bat. 1, this is definitely one of the best comic book movies we've done in recent years. And 2, this has one of the best animation we've seen. That's honestly one of the best parts about Into the Spider-Verse. It's animation style, because it feels like a comic book brought to life. And I've already talked about my thoughts with Into the Spider-Verse when I reviewed it back in December of 2022, but yeah, I'm honestly glad I got to see this movie in theaters, because before I even saw it in theaters, earlier that day when I went to go see it in theaters, I was watching it on a pirated website, because I didn't think I'd get to see this in theaters, but I ended up seeing it in theaters. Luckily, I didn't saw the whole thing on a pirated website, just like I guess the first 20 minutes of the movie, or 10 minutes. It was from the opening scene to Peter Parker's death, is what I recall. But I remember reading at least one comic book of Miles Morales, which is how I knew most of what I needed to know about Miles Morales for this movie. And yeah, I say they adapted Miles' story well, but they definitely made it interesting involving the Spider-Verse, which, I could agree with folks. We should have gotten a live-action one, but once this was out, I think animation was the best way to go. I mean, technically, the closest thing to a live-action Spider-Verse movie would be No Way Home. But here's what I've come to learn from recent animated films. Based on famous IPs, animation is just the way to go. And that's why we're getting an animated Transformers movie where it's set before Optimus Prime and Megatron were even enemies, because it'd be expensive to do in live-action form. You know what? I'm gonna do a separate video talking about my thoughts on how animation is a bit better than live-action, which I'll probably have to explain my reasons why, because that did not sound right when that came out of my mouth. Also, my favorite scenes will definitely go to What's Up Danger, which I'm obsessed with that song. That is one of my, no, here's some pros about this movie. This animation, its soundtrack, and just the spider folks we get to see in this movie. Honestly, I can't think of any negatives other than, no way. Did I even bring up negatives in my review? You know what? It doesn't even matter, because, as I've said, this was, wait a minute! Damn! What is the best, I just realized this! What is the best superhero movie we got in 2018? Because I could say Into the Spider-Verse was the best superhero movie that came out in 2018, but oh, this could be a hot take for me, because what I have at number 1 for me, I would say it probably had to be the best super movie I had saw in 2018. I mean, the top 3, I'll say the top 3 best super movies we got in 2018 would be Black Panther, Spider-Verse, but Infinity War. And that's where I have at number 1. Avengers Infinity War. Where the hell do I begin? Now, I've already made a movie review of this last year, but no, this was a movie I waited my entire life for, ever since I had discovered about the Infinity Stones, and how I became overly obsessed with the damn Infinity Stones. Especially trying to figure out where could the Soul Stone be located in which of these MCU movies. No, I want to say I've been preparing myself for Infinity War, but honestly, I was not mentally prepared because in about, wait, where's the calendar? The calendar's right there. In just about, 24, 5, 6, in just about 4 days, it's bound to be 6 years since this movie had emotionally broke me in the damn theater. Now, I've had Endgame on my number one, but I can now see why most people would have Infinity War in their number one for MCU rankings. Like, no, this is not only one of the best superhero movies we've done in 2018. My personal opinion, I think this was the best one I saw, but it's definitely one of the best MCU movies we've gotten. It's the best MCU movie, unless something tops it, which could be Deadpool Wolverine. Now, I don't think it'll top that, but Deadpool Wolverine will definitely be going on my top 10 MCU list. We shall see. I'll have to update it soon, eventually. I don't know when, but still though, no, this movie, it just has everything I ever wanted, and I hope we get something like that again with Avengers 5 or 6. Actually, Avengers Secret Wars will probably do the trick for me, because it brought in all MCU heroes. I just love it when a movie has every character just come together. Similar with Troll Hunters, Rise of the Titans, even though that has a disappointing ending. But this would go with me being obsessed with team-up movies of, a crossover, a conclusion. I don't know. I could go on explaining about my thoughts with Infinity War again, but actually, though, this movie, I was not prepared for what was going to happen in this movie. I didn't even think the Avengers would lose. I was honestly just praying to God that Thanos would not win. Telling myself, no, I don't care if there's 2 parts. No, they have got to at least win this movie. I was trying not to just. And I honestly expected that Thanos would maybe get at least 3 Infinity Stones in this movie. And then part 2, he tried to get the rest, but the Avengers made sure that he wouldn't win. Honestly, I was wrong, because the dude gets all 6 Infinity Stones, and he does one! This is basically a Thanos movie. It's not even about the superheroes. Thanos is the main character, even though he's the main villain. Oh my god. This movie was insane for me to watch in theaters, and yeah, I even though I've pretty much had recovered from what happened, I'm never gonna forget how devastated I was because of that ending. As soon as he snapped his fingers, I was shocked, I was scared for my life, and once it happened, as it all fell down, it all fell down, it all fell down, it all fell down, hey. Okay, I gotta stop singing on the channel. As soon as it all fell, no, I was crying, and as soon as the movie had ended, the entire theater went, no, no, no! They were all pissed it ended like that. Well, me as a 12-year-old Marvel fan, started to cry. I cried all the way from getting out of the theater to heading home. I was still crying as soon as I arrived at my grandparents' house. I clearly was not prepared. I thought I prepared myself, but I was not. I was not prepared. But overall, I've already talked about my thoughts with Infinity War. Just overall, Avengers Infinity War was the best movie I saw in 2018. It's one of my favorites. I honestly missed the Infinity War and Endgame hype. Those were the good days. Again, 2018 and 2019 were the peak years of humanity. But with that being said, that's my top 10 list for best movies of 2018 in my personal opinion. I tried my best to talk about my thoughts on the other movies. I've only done reviews on some of them, mainly for Into the Spider-Verse, Infinity War, Black Panther, and Aquaman. Did I do a review for Rampage? Let me double check. Oh! I did do a review for Rampage as of 3 years ago on my dad's birthday. I may want to do a review. Maybe. We shall see. But yeah, I'll be sure to cover movie reviews for other movies that I've mentioned on my top 10 list, like Ready Player One, Skyscraper, Incredibles 2, and also Bumblebee. But be sure to let me know your thoughts, comments down below. What were the top 10 best movies you saw in 2018? Because I definitely know one disappointing movie that I saw in 2018, and it's probably the first movie I have ever felt disappointed in my life, and that would be Fantastic Beasts 2. But y'all get to know my thoughts once I get to catch up with my Harry Potter review series, which, oh my god, that still bugs me I haven't finished it. Because I was just binge watching the Harry Potter movies out of nowhere, and I thought, why not review them since I was watching them at the time? But as always, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you all for my top 10 best movies of 2019, as that's the next one I'll be doing. Hopefully I'll be able to post this. I'm now causing storage issues, because I made this video about 38 minutes long. Make that 39 minutes long. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. And enjoy my ranking list from all 58. Wait, 58, right? Yeah, 58. Enjoy my ranking list for all 58 movies I had watched from 2018, ranked from worst to best.
Okay, here we come to the rescue. Yeah. We the best, it don't matter what the rest do. Okay. All of you evil guys, we gonna get you. If you fall down, I'll stretch out and catch you. Living the life of a super. Jack Jazz got the eyes that'll shoot ya. Step back and we might just move ya. Running so fast that we fly to the future.
Oh, big and X move carefully. Right behind you, but you can't see. We got strength that you won't believe. About to get so cold that your fingers freeze you.
Here to save the day, we gonna rock it like we used to do.
If you try to stop us, then you better know we never lose. It's time to make some wrong things right. We here to lead this fight to an incredible night. Come on! Looks like an incredible night. Looks like an incredible night. Come on! We bring the party. Let's get it started. Looks like an incredible night. Let's get it started. No time to stop while we're on top. No, we won't be forgotten. Thought they could end it, but we're back again, yeah. We're here for good, just like it should be. There's no more pretending.
Yeah. Whoa, so whatever you do, gotta remember that we better than you. And anybody here that's fed up, gotta keep your head up. Keep it going, baby, you can be incredible too. Here to save the day, we gonna rock it like we used to do. If you ready to go, then say it. Where's my super suit?
It's time to make some wrong things right. We here to lead this fight to an incredible night. Come on! Looks like an incredible night. Looks like an incredible night. Come on! We bring the party. Let's get it started. Looks like an incredible night.
Here to save the day, we gonna rock it like we used to do.
You better know we never lose. We bring the party. Let's get it started. Looks like an incredible